Welcome to IDT Talks. I'm Anastasia Lavrina. Today we have a special guest. He's a member of Azerbaijani parliament and also a member of Azerbaijani delegation to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, Sevinj Fataliyeva. Hello and welcome to our program.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. I have some specific questions to be asked. And let's start from the broad. Today we observe significant changes in a geopolitical sense of the world. We see how the Azerbaijani position is being highlighted. And this week was quite successful for Azerbaijan as well. Our president, Mr. Ilham Aliyev, participated successfully in Sustainability Week in Abu Dhabi. And now he's in Davos attending a very important forum where the participants are trying to answer the key question, how to cooperate in this divided world. Azerbaijan has always tried to follow the balanced diplomacy. Do you think that in this particular geopolitical situation, we still may have balanced diplomacy?
Well, it's very difficult to survive in such a rapidly changing world. And considering the fact that today the world, which has come after the pandemic, which is suffering from different conflicts in different places, especially the war in Ukraine, the humanitarian catastrophe, the ecological problems. So there are a lot of challenges that the world is facing today, and I think that maybe these challenges, these problematic issues, are uniting countries to come together and to make the common decision and to organize common steps in order to fight these challenges. And the position of Azerbaijan is really changing. I mean, our position is not changing, but the role of Azerbaijan in the decision-making issues is raising day by day, and the participation of the head of the country, of the President Ilham Aliyev, in the events during 1 week, just in the beginning of this year, I think it's the vivid example of how Azerbaijan is important to the world community, how Azerbaijan is accepted, and the position of Azerbaijan is accepted, and the position of Azerbaijan today is needed. Maybe the situation has changed a bit after the 44 war, because we declared to the world that we are able, both in political and in military aspect, to defend our interest and to be principled in our position. And I think that the policy that was carried out by the president of the state during many years has showed to the world that Azerbaijan is, when we do something, all our steps is based on the national interest and serving to the mutual values, to the mutual interest, to the general values of the world. And today, in case of any conflict, in case of any controversial situation, we do not take sides, because in fight for Karabakh, our purpose was to achieve the justice. And both in case of Azerbaijani interest and the interest of our partners, we always take up as a priority the approach as a justice approach, just approach, and
yeah, that's why Mr. President himself, I'm sorry for interrupting, in his interview to the Chinese TV just yesterday in Davos, he said that in a case with Azerbaijan, we always prefer to build our relations on the level of partnership and cooperation. We think about the national interest, but we mostly think about the just attitude to all cases which we observed in the current world. And I guess it's being highly appreciated by the international community, because Azerbaijan is a reliable partner, as already been confirmed by many state leaders, including Ursula von der Leyen. In her speech some months ago, she said that Azerbaijan is a very reliable energy partner for Europe. And slightly coming to the position of Azerbaijan on the global energy arena, we know that in two of these significant events in Abu Dhabi and Davos, the role of Azerbaijan as a good energy partner, especially in a green transformation process, is being also highlighted. We know about the role of Azerbaijan as a gas partner for Europe, and today we already speak about green energy. Do you think that being a reliable green energy partner for Azerbaijan will give some priorities for our states on the international level?
Well, today the renewable energy, the green energy issue is the top priority issues for many countries, and I think that this events in Abu Dhabi and also the Davos Forum, which was also raising these issues, is a good example that there is no country in the world that is not interested in climate change issues, in protective ecology problems, and renewable energy. And in this field, Azerbaijan is playing an important role, because for many years Azerbaijan is already a well-known energy supplier of Europe, and as you said, a reliable energy partner for Europe. And today the diversification of our economy, the transition from traditional energy resources to green energy, of course, it's a very complicated and long-lasting process. At the same time, it demands huge finance and time. But at the same time, due to the right and timely politics which was carried out by the President Ilham Aliyev, today Azerbaijan is already started its activities as a country producer of green energy. And what is most important is that despite the fact that it's 2 years that we have liberated our territories, and what we have seen after the liberation was completely destroyed cities, destroyed villages, and today Azerbaijan is working on the reconstruction and renovation work in this liberated territories. But at the same time, despite the fact that it, of course, it also demands huge finance, it demands time and energy, but at the same time, we're also focused on creation of the power plants, whether it's wind or solar power plants, the renewable energy resources in liberated territories as well. And I think that it shows our dedication to the processes going on in the world, and which is important not only for Azerbaijan but for the entire world as well. And what it brings to Azerbaijan, of course, it's financial benefits. We should admit that, but at the same time, it's our investment to the ecology. It's our investment to the healthy environment within the country and, of course, in the world as well.
Yeah, that's important, especially taking into account the peaceful action of eco-activists, which we observed within the last almost 40 days, even more. Our eco-activists, the participants, are trying to get a permission to go to Karabakh, where the Russian peacekeepers are temporarily located, to have a monitoring. And I guess the European Union should also support Azerbaijan in this very important mission, as it brings us closer to the peace, what Azerbaijan, as you already mentioned, working on within the last 2 years. When we speak about the cooperation between European Union and Azerbaijan, I should also highlight the role of the Brussels in the mediation process between Yerevan and Baku. And in the last meeting held in Prague, the sides agreed to have short-term humanitarian mission of the European Union to be located in Armenia on the border with Azerbaijan. The time of this mission ended in December, 19th of December. And today the European Union is thinking about sending a new mission for long term, probably for a couple of years. Armenian side trying to attract more peacekeepers to the region to make the process long. What about Azerbaijan? Do you think that this decision to send to the region long-term mission can somehow distract the achieved results, or it can have some positive outcomes?
Well, let's think positively. I think that if the previous mission, which was sent to Armenia last year, unfortunately, we didn't get any real results of that mission, and there is no any feedbacks from that mission. And I strongly believe that today Azerbaijan is agreeing with that with the position of European Union to send another mission to Armenia, because we're interested in stabilizing the relationship. We're interested in normalizing the relationship between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And from our side, there is no any tension. There is no any obstacles for observation of the whether it's EU mission or any other mission, because I think that it's very important to see how the Armenia is acting in this direction. And when we speak about the peacekeepers, there is also some attempts from Armenian side to attract other peacekeepers to the region. I think that that is not very. We shouldn't treat it as a serious challenge, because in this case, if we're speaking about the UN peacekeepers, as Armenia says,
in Karabakh, which belongs to Azerbaijan.
Yes, on the territory of Azerbaijan. But at the same time, usually these kind of missions are sent to some regions when there is a threat to ethnic cleansing, there is some threat to lives of people, to the well-being of people. But in case of Karabakh, I think that it's very ridiculous to speak about this kind of monitoring, this kind of peacekeepers being on the territory of Azerbaijan. And I think that if anyone wants to initiate any progress in the negotiation process, we do support that. But we, of course, it's not acceptable when somebody or some organization or some states tries to interfere the existing situation, because we know that the position of Armenia is changing very rapidly.
Yeah, just yesterday we saw that the Prime Minister of Armenia, Nikol Pashinyan, say that he is ready to sign a peace deal with Azerbaijan in accordance with the achievements of the Prague meeting.
Well, we've heard this kind of statements before. But right after this kind of statements, another statement from another official comes from Yerevan. So I don't think that we should rely on the words of the Prime Minister.
Azerbaijan needs action from Yerevan.
Yes, we need consequent actions, not just some impulsive, emotional speeches, which occurs time to time. But when there is a constructive dialogue, when there is a consequence in a statement of the government official, of the Prime Minister himself, because as soon as we get we're closer to some agreement or achieve some agreement, as it happened in December, the Yerevan rejected the meeting, another meeting, trying to attract new negotiator, new mediator to the process. And of course, for Azerbaijan, it's not acceptable, because the Brussels format is already settled and proved itself as an effective one. There is also the Russia as a mediator in the negotiation process. So, and Washington is also interested, and so there is no need to attract anyone else, especially those who have proved himself as an unreliable mediator. And from this point of view, I think that the principal position of Azerbaijan and our straight forward steps to peace and to establishing to peace with Armenia and establishing peace in Karabakh, I think that we're moving in the right direction, and the principal position finally will win.
And the final question I have about the work of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. The next winter session is going to be held on 23rd of January. So our delegation is going to take an active part as usual. Could you tell us more about the the agenda, what kind of issues Azerbaijani delegation is going to raise, and do you feel that the attitude of the international community towards Azerbaijan finally can be called as just?
Well, I wouldn't be so optimistic because PACE itself is losing its positions every day by day, and not only in terms of Azerbaijani-Armenia relationship, but generally in the processes going on in the world. This session will be quite interesting. According to the subjects to be discussed, there would be some, again, climate issues, climate changes issues. At the same time, the gender equality issues, and the most important thing is the election of the president of PACE, which will take place in the first day of the session. There are a lot of issues to be discussed. And what makes Azerbaijani position different during the last years, that if before we were trying to attract all the attention of our colleagues in Council of Europe to the occupation of Azerbaijani lands, today we are already liberated our territories, and we are easily participating in all the discussions which are bothering Europe today. Of course, we did it before, but nevertheless, the top priority issue was, of course, the Karabakh, the occupation of Karabakh. But today we are quite flexible in speaking about, in attracting attention to the other problems, not which are going on in the world. And that from this position, of course, Azerbaijani participation in that session will be very important. And at the same time, we have to, if we speak about the relationship between Azerbaijan and Armenia, today the position of Armenia is changing. If before, if we were trying to attract attention to Karabakh occupation, Armenian side was doing its best in order to distract attention from Karabakh. Today, the position has changed. Today, we speak about all the problematic issues in the world, but the Armenian side is speaking only about Karabakh, but their position is a bit not realistic. Because it's based on some fake information, and they're trying to distract attention of the European colleagues to absolutely different and not existing facts.
Well, we wish you good luck in this very important mission, and thank you so much for joining our program today. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me as well.